So let me know if you agree. You know, this world is a noisy world. I mean, the internet alone is noisy. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of different strategies and techniques that you can use in terms of the law of attraction and manifesting and reprogramming the subconscious mind. You got hypnosis, you got subliminals, you got EFT, you got NLP, you got, a 5x5 method, 2-cup method. You got all of these different strategies and techniques. But what actually works? I want to share with you the foundation of what makes these things work. Some of these things struggle to work for you. Some of these things do work for you. Sometimes you will implement it and it works, and then another time you implement it, it doesn't work. Why is these ups and downs? I want to share with you exactly why this is happening. And basically, I want to share with you how to reprogram your subconscious mind on 5 different levels. Okay, because if you understand these 5 different levels, then you'll know how to completely rewire yourself for the thing that you are wanting to create in your life. Okay, if you don't understand these 5 levels, you'll just be randomly going to any random video or content or whatever it is, trying to figure this stuff out. But if you add all of these functions together, it will radically shift your life. Let's get started. Hey superstar, it's Gavin here from Wake Up Fulfilled. Welcome back to my channel. We're going to be talking about the 5 principles that create success within the inner world, which creates reprogramming the subconscious mind. So I've been lucky enough to travel all over the world and meet mentors and my coaches, and I've booked courses. I've done things like ayahuasca. I've learned directly with people on reprogramming and understanding the mind more. And I've helped a lot of people transform their lives through my one-on-one coaching and my courses and programs. And what I've seen over the years of studying the mind and studying the law of attraction and studying metaphysics and studying how to get people to change behaviors and habits is that there's 5 core principles to really shifting your life. All right. So as you know, the subconscious mind is responsible for 95% of your results in your life. All right. It's responsible for 95% of your behaviors, your habits, what you feel, what you see, what you experience. And so it's important for us to focus on the subconscious mind in order to change our lives. And so there are lots of techniques out there like subliminals. And subliminals, you'll see when you go and read the actual subliminal statements, it's more like an I am statement. And I'm going to be talking more about why people use I ams and what you should do before using I ams to get I ams to actually work. Because there's actually other layers. There's 4 other layers to statements like that. Or you'll look for an affirmation and you'll see I ams as well. You'll see things like different techniques like the 2-cup method, which is more of a conscious thing in terms of reprogramming. These things can work. I don't believe they're necessarily sustainable for the long run. I believe in changing who you are on a fundamental level. So you're just operating on a certain frequency. So you're just operating on a certain wavelength. So you're automatically attracting success and the things that you want in your life. And so the first level that I want to talk about, the first principle that I want to talk about in this video is that you need to make it safe to your subconscious mind to have what it is that you want. Okay, you need to make it safe. Right, you need to reprogram your subconscious mind to the point where it knows what you're trying to create is completely 100% safe, because the subconscious mind is designed to protect you. The subconscious mind is designed to protect you from danger. It's designed to keep you alive. It's designed for survival. And so it will do anything that it can, even sabotage results in your life, because it wants to keep you safe. So for example, if you're going for that business and creating that business, things going to show up in your life, obstacles, challenges, via the law of attraction, right? And it's going to cause for you to take you off your path in order to achieve that goal. The reason it does that is because it thinks the goal is unsafe. So all it's doing is trying to protect you, right? So I don't know why this came to my head, but sometimes when there's this thing called a cock block, right? I'm sure you've heard of it before. It's like a sabotage. You're trying to go after, a guy's trying to go after a woman, and then there's someone else who comes in and disturbs the conversation or whatever it is. Let's go home, and that's called a cock block. Okay, and like it's kind of the same thing. It's like the subconscious mind wants to block you from success. I'm just imagining people laughing at that right now. But yeah, that's what happens. Your subconscious mind sabotages your success. It sabotages your results in life. through the law of attraction. But not only that, it sabotages in forms of behaviors as well. Like you'll have resistance, you'll have internal dialogue conflicting, you'll have procrastination, you'll have these things happen to you on the internal world where you don't feel like doing it that way. You're feeling tired all the time. You go to do the activity, but it feels like really hard work doing it. You kind of want to stay away from it. There's all these different ways in which the subconscious mind is going to sabotage and hold you back from going towards that goal. Whether that's fear, anxiety, mental masturbation, overthinking. What do people think of me? Am I enough? Am I good enough? Am I worthy of this? There's all these different patterns. And so what we need to do is we need to make it completely safe to the subconscious mind. So you can use affirmations. And affirmations are a multitude of different statements. I'm going to be writing a book this year on affirmations. I'm not sure whether or not I should call the book Neutrality Shifting or Affirmations. But basically, affirmations, one way to use affirmations is to say that it's safe to have what it is that you want. So it's safe for me to be successful. It's safe for me to have a flourishing, prosperous, successful business. It's safe for me to make a lot of money. It's safe for me to make $10,000 per month. It's safe for me to have an abundance of money in my life. It's safe for me to close business deals. It's safe for me to pick up the phone and close the deal, right? So these are statements that you can say where you're saying it's safe. You're letting your subconscious mind know it's safe. Now, with statements, you don't just want to say them as statements. You want to apply emotion, energy in motion. You're taking a thought, you're taking a statement, right? You're saying the statement, that's the masculine energy. Then you're going to add the feminine energy, which is the emotion. And so you're going to put the energy of thought into motion, right? You're creating it into your reality. Now your subconscious mind is going to believe that it's totally safe and normal for you to have that thing in your life. You must apply emotion to the thought in order for it to work. And so feel the feelings of security, safeness, warmth, maybe a sense of power around it being safe and normal. Feel those emotions as you say those affirmations. The second principle that I want to share with you is maybe one that you've heard before, heard me say before, is that it's normal for you to have what you want. You want to make it normal and familiar to the subconscious mind. So it's safe now, level number one. Level number two is it's normal, it's familiar. You want to tell your subconscious mind this is something familiar. Even if it's not familiar, you want to convince it that it is familiar, because the subconscious mind doesn't understand the difference between something that is real or imagined. And so if you imagine it as real and familiar, it will become familiar to the subconscious mind. You are probably watching me on a mobile phone right now, or from a computer device, an iPad, or maybe on a TV. The reason you have this device, the reason you have this computer, is because you believe it to be normal to have. And so you want to make it familiar and normal. You're not thinking whether or not you have a TV. You're not thinking whether or not you have a phone or anything like this. It's just a part of your existence. And you want to get to the point where having the money that you want, the success that you want, the love that you want, is just a normal part of your existence. It's not something that's on a pedestal. It's not something that's far-fetched or out there. There's no gap between where you are and where you want to be. It just is one and the same. Just like you have your mobile phone right now, it's just one and the same. It's no difference. It just is. It just is. It just is. And so you want to make it normal and familiar to the subconscious mind by repeating statements called affirmations that it's normal for me to have what I want. It's normal for me to be successful. It's normal for me to be happy. It's normal for me to make $1 million per year. It's normal for me to travel all over the world. It's normal for me to have loving, healthy, and romantic relationships. It's normal for me to do this, and this. Or it's normal for me to take massive action. It's normal for me to pick up the phone and call people and close them. It's normal for me to network. It's normal for me to get outside my comfort zone. Right, you're saying things which align and says that it's totally normal and familiar. So the first level of affirmations is that it's safe to have what you want. The second level is that it's normal to have what you want. Okay, it's familiar, it's okay, right? And once you get to that stage, it's like you're not trying to sort of like manifest this big result. Like, you know, a lot of people, when they visualize, they see it as a big deal. Like, so when you're visualizing the holiday or whatever, it's a big deal. It's on a pedestal. It's like, wow, I can't wait for that big feeling. That big feeling doesn't last long, right? You know this intuitively, that big feeling doesn't last long. It's like a big, you know, spike, and then it comes down. And so a lot of us chase those peak experiences. But what we have to understand is that you can have that be your norm. Why not make that your norm, that I travel the world and, you know, do all these things or whatever. Why not make it your normal? And it's not a peak experience, it's just my life, and you can't help but be it. And so that's where you want to be. You want to be in a place where these things are normal and familiar. The money, the lifestyle, the health, the prosperity, the relationships, totally normal, totally natural, not on a pedestal, not you know, Hollywood, on TV, unreachable, unattainable. You don't want it to be like that. You want it to be totally normal within the subconscious mind. And then when the subconscious mind thinks it's normal, it can easily allow and accept it into your life. Which moves to my next point, is principle number 3. I got a little bit of it. Excuse me. Sorry, like I got like some stuff stuck in my throat. So number 3, the principle number 3 is that you want to make it normal, a societal norm. Okay, you want to make it a societal norm. And what I mean by that is you want to imagine now that someone that you look up to or who inspires you tells you that it's totally okay and it's totally normal to have what it is that you want. So we did it to ourselves. We said it's normal to have this thing, but you also want others to now tell you that it's normal to have this thing. And you're probably wondering, Gavin, how do you do that? Well, there's 2 ways in which you can do that. You can have a coach, a mentor, you know, be a part of a mastermind group and pick up energies from these people that it's totally normal to live this lifestyle. That's one of the most powerful ways to do it. The other way to do it is to use your imagination, because again, imagine your imagination can't tell the difference between something that's real or something that's imagined. And so if you now imagine that you're closing your eyes and you, for example, for me, I would see Tony Robbins and I'll see David Goggins and I would see Oprah Winfrey, for example, and I'll see these 3 people in front of me. And then they saying, hey, you know, this is totally normal to have. Like, yeah, they celebrate you, they welcome you and they see it as normal. Well done. Like, you know, congratulations on that success. Congratulations on making that amount of money, and feel the feelings that they feel. So what you can do is you can also float into them and imagine being them, looking at yourself. So you're looking at yourself being them. So I'll float into Oprah Winfrey, and then Oprah Winfrey will be looking at me, and then I would be like, you know, I'd feel what she would feel about me. That is totally acceptable and it's totally normal, and the love that she has for me and all of these things. So I use my imagination like that and feel the feelings of it being totally normal. So now it's a societal norm. Have you noticed that the mobile phone is a societal norm? That's why everyone has one. It's totally acceptable to have a mobile phone. When mobile phones first came out, it was only for the rich and famous, for people who had money. But now it's a totally acceptable for all ages, races and backgrounds. And so it's become familiar on a global level. It's become familiar on a social level. And so what we want to do is make it socially acceptable for you to make $1 million, to travel all over the world, whatever it is you want to create in your life. Now your subconscious mind is like, oh, you know, it doesn't matter what other people think about me. I can have this in my life. It's totally normal and natural for me to have that in my life. Okay, so level number 1, it's safe. Level number 2, it's normal. And level number 3, it's normal for other people. Okay, level number 4 is all parts of you are ready, willing, and able to accept that you can have this in your life. Okay, now on an emotional level, it's so important for you to feel as if all parts of you, like feeling like a whole and completeness. Okay, you need to feel holistically fine with having that thing that you want. If you don't feel holistically all parts of you tied or feel like this is totally normal to have, then there's something subconsciously blocking. Okay, for example, when you say statements like I am successful, if there's a conflict, if there's something that says no, I'm not successful, now all parts of you are not in alignment with this thing. Okay, one part of you says you can have it, another part of you says you can't have it. Okay, so all parts of you are not completely aligned with what you want. So when you say out loud the statement, all parts of me are ready, willing, and able to be successful, right? And you get in a conflict, you'll know that there's a subconscious pattern there. You'll know that there's a subconscious block, or what I like to call, there's a separate personality that wants something completely different. It either wants to keep you safe, it wants to keep you protected, it's trying to hold you back from success, it's trying to sabotage you in some way, shape, or form. It doesn't want to believe whatever it is, right, is trying to hold you back. And so if we look in terms of energy, something's trying to hold you back and you're trying to move forward, you're carrying weight. Okay, you're carrying dead weight. And so there's always going to be a tug of war going on between the two. So you're trying to move in this direction and this thing's trying to pull you back. And so it's always going to be a little bit harder to manifest or create what it is that you want or take action towards what it is that you want, because you're fighting internal resistance. You're fighting those internal battles, and one thing's pulling you in one way and one thing's pulling you in the other way. And so that's what's going to create a lot of problems in your life if you're unable to be completely aligned. All parts of you are already willing and able to have what it is that you want. So you can say different things like, all parts of me are ready, willing and able to make $1 million per year. All parts of me are ready, willing and able to have the romance in my life. All parts of me are ready, willing, and whenever you find that internal resistance, there's a subconscious pattern there holding you back. Okay, so that's the fourth level, the fourth principle of reprogramming the subconscious mind. As you can see, this is a holistic system. This is a system that works on different levels of your being. And so it brainwashes you to now believe in this new thing that you want to create in your life. The last statement is one that you're probably already very familiar with, which is I am statements. I am statements are identity statements. When you say I am something, you're talking on an identity level. And a lot of people are trying to change themselves on an identity level without actually understanding that there's things beneath the surface of the identity level. Okay, so with my trainings and program neutrality shifting, identity level is the top level, or the personality. We call it personality or the identity. So that's the top level, right? But underneath that, we have values. Underneath that, we have belief systems. All right. Underneath that, we have thoughts and emotions. And so there's all these other layers to changing your life. All right. And so we have to understand that if we're just trying to sort of manipulate the top, we're not really manipulating the other things that are underneath it. And so it's important for us to go ahead and know how to change yourself on an identity level. And one of the ways in which to do that is do the 4 principles prior to this that I just shared with you, so that when you use the I am statements, it actually works and it actually goes in. So when you're listening to those affirmations and you're listening to those subliminals, it's actually working for you. And you're not just layering, old, new stuff onto old stuff. I mean, if you had a house, and you got a house, right? And you got furniture in the house. And let's say you wanted to redecorate, you want to get, new sofas and all of this stuff, new furniture. What do you have to do? You have to, peel the wall, you have to get rid of the carpet, you have to take the old furniture out and get rid of it or sell it or whatever it is, right? And then you have to bring the new furniture in. Okay, what a lot of people are doing instead, what they're doing is they're just saying, hey, like I got this furniture in the house and I'm just going to put more furniture on. Like I'm just going to go and put, more wallpaper on top of the wallpaper. I'm just going to add another layer of carpet on top of the existing carpet that I have, and it's kind of a silly concept, but this is what we're doing with the mind. There's files inside the subconscious mind, and you want to delete those files or remove those files or antivirus those files, so that it comes off those, the brain and goes into quarantine, no pun intended, right? And then you can bring in those new files and install new programs into the device, into the computer, into the mind, and so that it completely functions and operates at its highest capacity. You ever got a computer and it's just bogged down and it runs really slow? When you first bought it, it used to move really fast, things used to work, and you'd go on the internet, it would browse really fast, whatever it is. And in the computer, over time, it would slow down, it get bogged down, it gets slower and slower, and it just can't seem to keep up anymore. Now, this is because most likely it's got a lot of files on there. It's got a lot of, less space. It's got loads of programs open. Perhaps it's got a virus or two and some adware. And so now the computer's bogged down. Maybe in the hardware, the information's unorganized and all of this stuff. And so you got this computer which is perfectly fine, but because of the way it's been treated, it's not working at its highest capacity. Now, when you go and format, or when you go and clean up the computer and you close some of the apps, you get rid of the viruses and all this stuff, guess what? The computer works way better. It's the same with your mind. It's the same with manifesting. It's the same with creating your reality. It's the same with taking action. When you get rid of the old programs, now the new programs can go ahead and work to its highest function. All right, so these are the 5 levels to work on. Safety, you need to make it safe, completely safe to your subconscious mind to have what it is that you want. You need to make it normal, or otherwise known as familiar, to the subconscious mind. You want to make it a societal norm, so you can imagine other people saying, hey, it's normal for you to have this, right? And just imagine what it feels like to have that success, and others telling you that it's totally acceptable. Layer number 4 is all parts of you need to be ready, willing, and able to have what it is that you want. All parts of you should have no conflict with having what it is that you want. And then the I am statements, you say, I am successful, I am achieving my goals, or whatever it is. That's the 5th layer. Okay, that's the last layer that one should be focused on. Okay, you need to focus on the other levels before focusing on this particular identity level. Otherwise, it really struggles to work. That's why there's a lot of techniques and strategies out there that you're trying to use, but you're not necessarily seeing the results long term, or you have to keep on using it, or you'll have to, try all these different things and you're not getting any results. Maybe you'll have a blue moon, manifestation, whatever it is, and you're not really seeing consistency. The reason you're not seeing consistency is because subconsciously there are programs there holding you back. Now, I've recently just launched a new program called Neutrality Shifting Life Mastery, and it teaches you this stuff on a much deeper level, and it shows you how to really reprogram your subconscious mind on a really powerful level on all 5 layers and much more. We have this ability in the program to basically change your personality, so you can't even operate from the old self anymore. It's extremely powerful, and we are opening applications right now, so we're looking for new people who want to apply to get into the program. And so in order to get the program, you need to book in a free subconscious mind diagnosis session with my head coach, Jaden Johnson, and he's going to get in a call with you to see if you're a fit to be a part of the program. And we're looking for serious individuals who really want to change their life and take their lives to the whole new level. And so, you can go and apply at neutralityshifting.com. There'll be a link above or below this video. And spots do fill up fast, so make sure you go ahead and apply right now. And that's it. So thank you for supporting my channel by watching this video all the way through. I really do appreciate you when you watch my videos all the way through, when you like and when you comment. If you've got any questions, be sure to comment them below. I answer questions every Friday. I spend a day, answering your questions on Fridays in the comments, and helping you out in any way, shape, or form that I can. So that's it. So remember to keep learning, keep growing, keep expanding. I love you, and I'll speak to you soon. Peace.